Hello all, this is James Johnson, aka Sulfurblade, and I'm here with, well, a review video. Lately, I've been noticing a lot of my favorite YouTubers sponsoring a game. And, well, since I am primarily a YouTube channel that revolves around gaming, I wanted to know what said game that so many YouTubers were pushing on us as this great game. So I have fallen into the Raid Shadow Legends trap, if you will. Well, maybe trap's the wrong word to use. So I am obviously a very... Oh, Max, she's leveled up. Okay. So I need to start leveling somebody else in that thing. How about you? Alright. So now to give some explanations about Raid Shadow Legend and what I think of it from a review phase of a video. Do I think it's the next up-and-coming the wheel Jesus? Is it something revolutionary that every YouTube video should have pushing on us? Probably not. No. Is it a bad game? Actually, it's not a bad game. It's a pretty decent game. Very addictive. Though it is a certain type of game. So it's a Diablo Pokemon-esque game, and yes, I understand those are not great examples because this has some correlation to Diablo and Pokemon in that when you play Diablo, you oftentimes are trying to collect something, be it certain pieces of gear. You're trying to get certain cool drops off of a boss in a certain area. You know, you have some focus that is somehow involved around some RNG, some luck, and some droppage of whatever drops. And so it's like constant Christmas in Diablo. As you play Diablo, you're picking things up, hoping to find some new cool thing that's just going to revolutionize one of your characters or whatnot. So it's like the search for gear. And that is a very fun dynamic of Diablo. It's very addictive. It really gets people playing a lot of Diablo. And with Pokemon, you have you want to collect all the Pokemon. You want to get them all. You want to, you know, level them all up and blah, 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 blah. If you like those things about Diablo and you like those things about Pokemon, well, you're probably going to like a lot of things about this game. But I want to warn you. You're going to like those things about this game. So what do I mean by that? Unlike Pokemon and Diablo, this game is less sandboxy. So in a Pokemon game, you could choose to go this way or that way. In Diablo, you can choose to do this area or that area. You have a lot of ability to travel around and a lot more ability to interact with the game itself. Inside of this particular game, you have a far more linear style of gameplay, but that's not to say that you don't have options of places to go to do things. Like, I'll show you some examples right off the bat. So right now I have 10 currently. These are my abilities. This is my ability to battle other players. So I can fight 10 players right now because I have 10 medallions or whatever that will allow me to do PvP. So we'll jump in and we'll go to the arena, and we're just gonna look for some people who I can easily crush. How do I know if I can easily crush? Well, that's part of learning the game. You kind of look at their levels, and you can click on the picture here, and you can get an idea of their team power compared to your team power. So in this situation, this is a level 35 Kale. I have a level 40 Kale. This is the only other guy that has any specially augmented skills. This character is fairly common, but hasn't been augmented at all. This is probably a fairly safe bet for me. So we'll jump in and we'll take this battle. And so this is PvP. This is an example of what a PvP battle would look like. So his Kale was faster than mine, but that's okay. So I hit back with my Acid Rain now. AoE is really kind of the king of this game. This game really focuses a lot around strong AoEs. So any character you can find that can hit lots of targets at the same time is a good thing. And so that's an example of PvP. Why do you PvP in this game? Because you want to collect these things. These are medallions, or I don't know what they're called. I guess they're medallions. They're like a form of currency, if you will. Now if we hop out of here, so we could see that these medallions aren't really showing in the currency list up here right now. But if we hit on the Great Hall, we'll see that we have 28. Well, if I wanted to upgrade, say, one of these things in the Great Hall, like, for example, attack, it takes 40 or 50 medallions to unlock the first level, which would then give all my characters a 2% buff to attack. So yeah, that's kind of why you PvP. You PvP to collect these things to then build these things in here to make the entirety of your team stronger. Now look at some of this, right? 150 medallions, 300 medallions, then stronger, bigger, faster medallions. This is... I got 1 medallion off of that one fight. I would have to fight 50 times to do the first level of these things. It's a bit of a grind. And that's probably the easiest way to summarize this game, is it's a bit of a grind. That is probably the catchphrase that could best describe this game. It's a bit of a grind. So, but again, it wasn't like I walked to that PvP matchup. It wasn't like I stumbled across that person out in a landscape. It was a a set queued up battle type situation. And there's more things than arenas. So there's campaigns, there's dungeons. The campaign is the meat and core of this game. And in the campaign, you progress through the campaign, all the way through, till you get to this final thing, and then you beat the end boss. And then, you do that on normal. And then you try to do it on hard. So I'm this far on hard right now. So we'll jump in and we'll show an example of like where we're at here. So I think we'll do this one right here. And I'll just throw in my team. So I've been attempting to 3-star these, which means you do it with 2 or fewer champions, but for the purpose of this video I'm just going to throw in all 4 champions. And if I beat this stage with none of these guys dying, I'll get 2 stars on this instead of 3 stars. And so, yeah, I'm not even playing right now. I'm actually watching the game play my characters for me, which is quite oftentimes what you end up doing in this game. Like in the PvP match, I controlled my characters myself. Oftentimes when you're doing PvE, like running through the campaign, you just kind of watch and marvel at the power of your characters, and you just watch the computer do its thing. Not very engaging, right? Ooh, a 4-star. I think that's my first 4-star chest, please. Yay, me. So that's the campaign, right? So if we look back here, I've completed something there. We've unlocked stage 5. We can move on to stage 6 and then to stage 7. And you just continue through all of this, and as you collect these stars, this meter fills up and you get these rewards. This game loves to give you rewards. You're always getting rewards. And so if you're into games that are always giving you rewards, then you're going to get your fix in this game, because you're going to do things and you're going to constantly get rewards. Another place you can travel to, which really isn't traveling again, right? So I just showed campaign. You can go to the dungeons. And there's several different dungeons. There's lots of different dungeons, in fact. I could use some of these potions, so I guess I'll jump in and show you the magic keep real fast. You want to make sure that you don't do a stage that you're just not capable of clearing, and I'm not quite capable of clearing the 7th stage yet. So I'm going to do stage 6. I'm just going to throw my dudes in, and we're going to do it. So I'm showing you like a little piece of each part of the game. So to help you make your decision in an informed manner on whether or not you want to fall for, well, what I say tongue-in-cheek, the trap. So this game, for a certain mentality, for a certain type of person, like me, well, it can be very addictive. It can really suck you in and lure you in. And that's where I've been the last couple of days, not doing any videos on my channel, which has been very unusual. I haven't missed a day of videos in quite a while. But I've missed a couple of days now because I stumbled across this game, and yeah, my time has just vanished into the depth of what this game is. So I did my magic keep. I got my potion from it. Now, what do you do with said potion? Why is the reason that I ran that dungeon to get a spirit potion? Well, you can go to the tavern, and the tavern has all these various different things that it can do. And one of the things it can do is I can ascend. Well, I can't ascend him right now because I don't have 6 potions. But if I had 6 potions, I would be able to click on ascend, and this star would turn purple. Like, or excuse me, this star would turn purple. So right now he's a 1 purple star and 3 gold stars for a total of 4 stars. If I ascended him, one of these stars would turn purple. So you've noticed this guy I've ascended twice, this guy I've ascended 3 times, and what Ascension does is it basically just kind of it boosts their stats a little bit. So for Judge, it's probably going to raise his attack stat about 90 or 100 points, and that's not a huge deal, but every little point matters, and this is a game about all of the little points mattering. And so then your whole quest is to take and get the best champions possible. You're wanting to get the epic and legendary champions, which the possibility of you as a free-to-player getting are on the slim to probably unlikely side. That's not to say it's impossible. I started playing, what, 2 days ago? In my new player tournament, I'm actually going to brag here, I suppose. I placed first, right? I collected the most tournament points, and I got a free blue shard, plus all of these other rewards. I got 4 pieces of a what is it? 5-star speed set. I got this uncommon champion. I got 10 brews. I got 50,000 silver, 5 mystery shards, and an energy recharge flask. And that's what I got for all of my time that was sunk into trying to be the best noob of the past couple days. That was me. The best noob of the past couple days. So, I have stuck in a considerable amount of time the last couple of days to try to excel as a new player. You have these challenges like win a 4-star or higher artifact from clearing campaign locations on hard or brutal. They have tons and tons and tons of these different types of challenges that you can do, and it sucks you in because you wanna do them all, right? You want to accomplish them all, and when you accomplish them all, you can click on claim and you can get rewards. Like in this instance, it's just some silver, which just some silver is great in this game because you're always needing the silver, and you're always needing the silver because you're constantly having to try to dare I do this? Let's find some gear I wouldn't feel bad about upgrading. Okay, so I'm going to upgrade this once just to show you what happens. So I'm going to click upgrade. It's going to take it from a +8 to a +9, hopefully. I'm going to click the blue thing, which means I have made up my mind. I want to upgrade. Well, I'll do it 2 ways. I'll do it this way first. So this is, I'm going to do this one at a time. Each attempt that you have here has an attempt of failing. So I could spend 5,700 silver and not actually upgrade. It could just go, nah, not going to work. But it worked that time. If you click this, it's going to guarantee that you're going to get the next level. But it'll go no, no, no. Okay, it did it that time, and you will have used all of that money in all of those failures, and so you can really toss the money right out the window upgrading gear. Now, what I would like to tell anyone that is thinking about playing this game is don't go too hog wild on increasing your gear past level 8. Level 8 is a very safe place to take any gear up to. It's an affordable, safe location. So if you're starting off, you're new to the game, you're going to need, you know, +8 gear to make it through the new content, or the content, because you're new. You need to start somewhere. +8 is kind of the place to where you can get to +8 with very minimal amounts of failure fairly affordably. Like, for instance, right here, I can look in my artifact storage. I have a +8 1-star gauntlet. This is sadly some of the things that you end up doing as a new player, like a +8 1-star helmet. These 1-star +8s, you know, you have to start somewhere, as I've said, but it's kind of a waste of resources to put this much money into a 1-star. 3 stars is kind of the best gear that you can come across as a new player. So if you have the ability, you want to put it into 3 star before the 1 star. Then as you get through the campaign on normal, because normal only ever gives you 3 star gear. Then you get to hard, and you can get 4 star gear. And you get to brutal, which I can't do brutal because it's locked, because I haven't completed hard. Then I think you get, what, 5 star gear on brutal? And on nightmare you get 6 star gear. So it's a very gear dependent game, and it's a constant search for bigger, better gear. A lot like Diablo and other games of that type. And then at the same time you have the Pokemon search for different champions. I'm going to click on the portal only so that I can bring up this here. As a free-to-play player, you're mainly going to have mystery shards, which are the green shards. So you're mainly going to have access to common, uncommon, and on a very rare amount of times, a 1.4% chance of pulling a rare out of these mystery shards. So you're not going to see a rare very often. In fact, I don't think I've pulled a rare out of a mystery shard yet. I've opened quite a few. Though I've gotten tons of uncommons, but uncommons are not really, they're not heroes you're going to want to actually use in the game, but they're good for using for food. So you level them up in order to level up your rare heroes. So as a free-to-play player, where can you get the rare heroes from? Well, if you go back to the campaign and you click on each of those campaigns, you can see these miscellaneous drops. In this particular Kara Castle, you can get this rare, Conqueror level 1, or this rare, Valerie level 1. Neither of them are particularly good, so I wouldn't waste your time trying to get them. But if you did, you know, luck into them or get them to drop while you're going through this anyway, well, they're probably good for using for food to get your other 3-star rare you really want up to 4-star. You know, here's another rare here in this one, and you get kind of the idea. As a new player, just to give a tip in kind of this review video, is somewhere around here you have some barbarians. Where are they? Deadlands, maybe? Yeah, Deadlands. This, if you're trying to run any of these particular campaigns normal when you start out, just for the purposes of grabbing some decent rare heroes, this is a good one to do it, because you can get War Maiden, who is a good rare hero in that she has a nice set of skills to include, where was it? Attacks all enemies. To include this AoE. Then Berserker here, he has a nice AoE. And then he has a nice secondary skill where if he kills the first enemy, then he goes and gets another turn, and he can go basically whack down another enemy. I really like this hero. A lot of people consider him food, because a lot of people are not free-to-play players like I am, and they're not new either. For a new free-to-play player, this Berserker is a very solid champion to get your hands on. So with that being said, I know I've also earlier said to try to stay away from leveling up the uncommons, but one of these uncommons here, Shield Guard, he has a very interesting skill set in that his skills are based off of defense. and where most characters, their attacks, like for example Berserker here, is based off of attacks. So the stronger your attack stat, the more damage he does with his weapon. Well, when you have a character like Shieldguard here, who has his attack actually based off of defense, that means that you can invest purely into defense. You're not having to worry about doing some sort of balancing act where you get gear that's attack based and you get some gear that's defense based, and you're kind of leveling them both. You can just put it all into defense and not even worry about the attack stat at all. And now you have a doubly defensive character who's doubly offensive. That's one of the reasons that this guy is good. But again, you can find defense-based rare characters. The other thing that makes this particular uncommon character good is his skill here. Where is it? He's got an AoE, attack all enemies, fill the champions, turn metered by 20% on each critical hit. So what you do is you give this guy gear that's called crit rate gear. And you find the best crit rate gear that has defense modifiers on it. And you just load this guy up with crit rate gear that has defense modifiers, and you can literally make a guy whose turn meter fills up just about every time. So he's going to constantly be getting extra turns. So he's going to be constantly smacking everyone. So that's this particular uncommon is actually a very strong character, stronger than most uncommons are. So I just wanted to point him out in this group. So this Deadlands place, you can come and you can find 3 different solid champions, all of the barbarian type, that you could throw into your new player roster and feel very happy about. They're all going to be strong contributing members, and you can level them up and not have to worry about whether or not you're making a mistake. So again, you're free to play, you're wanting to get somebody decent, you're brand new, work up to the Deadlands, and you can farm this to get some decent characters if you haven't already stumbled across a few decent characters on the way there. But now I'm kind of stumbling off of the point of this video, and that is a review video. So let's get back to reviewing this game by and large. So as a review, the number one thing that I think matters in a review is the game fun? Does it make you want to play another hour? Does it want to make you click one more turn? Does it keep drawing you back? And overwhelmingly, that is a yes for this game in my instance. However, at the same time, I would like to warn those of you who have an addictive personality like mine. I like the quest for gear. I like the quest for characters. I want to collect them all. This is a game that harkens to me. I love Diablo. I love Pokemon. So this is a game that really can suck me in fast. If you don't have good willpower, meaning how do I put this? They throw this shop at you, and they throw it at you a lot. In fact, they even make you open the shop to get your free mystery shard every day. And then you have to look at all this crap, right? So you have to open the shop just to get this free mystery shard. Well, you don't necessarily have to open the shop and get your free mystery shard, but, you know, then you might as well get the free thing, right? If you don't have the willpower to resist the temptation, and there's lots of temptation, they throw temptation at you everywhere. It's just constant temptation. Then if you have the combination of an addictive personality that would love this game, and you have weak willpower, where you're going to end up opening your wallet left, right, and center, then you might want to avoid this game. Unless, of course, you're completely fine with opening your wallet left, right, and center. Then, you know, jump right in. Have fun. I'm not here to say what is fun and what's not. Some people like to spend their money on this type of thing. I try to play a game like this free to play. I haven't spent any money inside of the game yet, and honestly, I'm going to keep it that way. I think I can succeed in this game without spending money. And I have been succeeding in this game so far without spending money. Now, obviously, am I going to become... Where is it here? There is something here. Where is it? Missions, quests, challenges, clan, index. I thought there was a... Maybe it's under battle. Maybe it's under arena. Yeah, top players. Nope. So this is my tier, but what about top players altogether? There we are. So T-Swift is the #1 player in this game, evidently, as far as PvP is concerned. Jojo McFarley, GNL, Parthenux, these guys have, well, they've spent an inordinate amount of time in this game to accomplish this. And there's nothing wrong with that. To each their own, and congrats to these guys for pulling this off. But I can almost tell you that all of these guys have spent money. I really doubt any of these guys could have accomplished this as a free-to-play player. I just don't think it's possible. Now, can I get a long way in this game? Maybe get somewhere in, you know, like this area. Maybe the top 50, top 60, top 70 as a free-to-play player. I think it's possible. Maybe. If you put in enough time and effort into the game, anything is possible. But yeah, a lot of these teams that are all legendaries, yellows, I don't know as if so. How can you get a free legendary? There's very few ways. As you can see here, you can't get a legendary from the mystery shard. You can only get a legendary from sacred shards, or a very remote chance from ancient and void shards. You can win ancient shards in the game for accomplishing certain things, and so I've gotten 4 of these so far for free by accomplishing missions in the game. Now, the chances of them turning into a legendary are rather remote. However, there are events in the game that if you wait to open these, you can improve your odds. So, like, maybe double odds or something. 16% chance of epic and like a 1% chance of legendary. Woohoo! You know, an extra 0.5% chance. But at least you're getting a much higher chance of pulling an epic than a rare, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting for these events I've heard about in order to open these guys, because I'm a free-to-play player. I'm going to increase my chances as much as I can in any event that I can. Now, how else can you get these things? I think the monthly complete all monthly quests. That means that every day you do your dailies, every week you do your weeklies, then you can eventually claim the reward for completing all daily quests 30 times. That means you have done your daily every single day without missing any. To fill this, fill this, to fill this, to fill this. And then you can get this, which is your Sacred Shard. That's the most likely way a free-to-play player can get a legendary, is by basically playing the game every single day. And then at the end of the month, he'll have a pretty decent shot at getting one singular legendary. And again, by pretty good shot, we're talking 6% shot, and if you wait till the events to open, 12% shot at getting that legendary. So again, not very good. When you're seeing this many legendaries on people's rosters for a game that hasn't been out that long, you know that they're spending money. And probably an obscene amount of money. So, is this game pay to win? You bet your butt this is a pay to win game. Is this game addictive? Oh, you bet your butt this is an addictive game that will suck in people with addictive personalities. Is this game fun with people for that with those personality types? It most definitely is. If you have willpower to avoid wasting your money in the shop, then I would definitely say, why not give this game a try? It's free after all. There's no better price in the gaming world than free. And if you have the willpower to avoid wasting your money in the shop, then by all means, you're gonna get at least 20, 30, 40 hours of fun into this game. At some point, you might reach the threshold, and I would say what this threshold is the threshold of when you start to realize that everything you do in this game is the same thing over and over again. When you reach that point, you might decide, should I continue playing this? And you'll have two conclusions. You'll be like, well, I've invested 1 month, 2 months, 3 months of my life already in this game. I probably need to keep going because otherwise that investment of my time is not worth shit. In which case, you are locked in. Or you get to that point and you're like, no, this game's not going to change. I know where I am. I'm taking the exit door. There's nothing wrong with that either. So if you continue to get fun out of this game past that point, and you stay locked in, and you become one of the epic players, all the more power to you. That's a pretty cool thing, you know? Why not? If you take the exit door, you still had, 2-3 months of enjoyment. Why not? And it cost you all the cost of free if you had decent willpower or not to let the shop lure you in. Now, with that being said, what would I value this game at if it wasn't free to play? I would value this game at being something like a $20 to $25 game. So it's a fairly enjoyable $20 to $25 value game. So with that being said, if you wanted to invest through the course of your playtime $25 in the shop, and that's it, set that cap and never go past it, that would probably make sense, because if you'd be willing to buy the game at $25, well, why not put $25 investment into the shop over the course of time that you play the game? Sure. Where people are, I don't want to call people suckers or whales, but there are suckers and whales in this world, and that's why games like this really excel, is people will go way past that $25 threshold. They'll like, yeah, you know, hundreds, 200s, 300s, 400s of dollars from just one singular person, and there's a lot of people like that that are willing to do that. A game like this can really excel. So it makes sense that developers make games like these that are free to play and pay to win. But as free to play, pay to win games go, there's far more to this game than just the PvP. And there's a lot of individual accomplishment to be had along the way that I think this game from a free-to-play perspective has a lot of potential if you have the willpower to avoid the shop. So for that reason, I'm going to have to thumbs this game up. I think this is a decent game. It's fun. It's engaging. It's addictive. But for those of you who may know that you're weak when it comes to shops, you know that you would likely throw your money away if you were to get invested in this game. Know that right now you might not want to get into this game, because this is a game that could probably, well, cause you to spend too much money. Anyway, I am James Johnson, aka Sulfurblade. This is my content. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully you understand why I vanished the past couple of days, and hopefully you'll forgive me. Yeah. Anyway, again, I'm James Johnson, aka Sulfurblade. This is my content. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If so, please leave a like and subscribe. And until the next time, all, peace.